Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel, and a bit of a different career episode that we've got going on today. Now, Sim Update 5 dropped during the week, and even before the run up to Sim Update 5, I'm not going to put all the blame on this, but I've been having quite a few issues with my Global Airlines fleet. In the last episode you saw that I bought the Airbus A330, and it was an absolutely huge moneymaker. And before, I've got bits of content that I can show you, but it's not enough to kind of fill an episode. But as a bit of a pre-teaser, we've got the Airbus A330, and I think it's 3 737s now that are based around the UK, and I think I've got maybe one in the States. So yeah, it's working great, but soon as I go into a flight and try and bring you something of any form of content whatsoever, let's just reposition myself. Yeah, as soon as I go airborne and put the autopilot on, within 5 minutes it's turning itself off and unable to turn back on again. So it's making things very, very difficult in terms of flying any missions or flights that I've currently got, and it's even struggling to get into the cruising altitude. So with that being said, until I kind of see an update and things kind of, I noticed that I can actually start doing a few flights by just doing some bits offline here and there, is I'm a bit unsure of what a route to take you all down. But at the moment I've decided to put myself in one of the harbours of St. Maarten here in the Caribbean. I'm in the Grumman Goose, and I'm going to take you over to St. Barts. So hopefully that can kind of satisfy the cravings for the time being, as we're doing this as a little money maker while the Global Airlines is currently grounded. So here we are slowly taxiing out the harbour now. After that, we are ready to go, so let's put some flaps down now, and I think we are good to go. So let's go full throttle. Never flown this aircraft in my life, so who knows what is about to happen. Bouncing over the waves, 60 knots, going for 100, and it looks like we're just going airborne now. There we go, and we have, I'd like to say, a positive rate of climb. Yep, there we go, going through 100 feet now, and we'll bank off to the right. Airspeed is going nice, so what I'm going to do is put them flaps up. 110 knots, perfect, and it looks like the sun is just setting here in the Caribbean today. And we will go around with the islands, the mountains just off to our left. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that any of the seaplanes take off parallel to the runway, and the reason I say this, as we look down below, is if any of, well, obviously you're all fans of Flight Simulator, which is why you're here, but if you ever played Flight Simulator X, there was a mission where you could fly into Princess Juliana, and in a certain part of the mission you do hear ATC say, watch out for the Grumman Goose on finals, which is what we are in, and I'm pretty sure that lands just parallel right to the runway as you're flying in. But that's, I think if you want to be picky, feel free. Now, another thing I want to point out with the release of Flight Sim Update 5 is we was kind of told that the marketplace would be open and we'd be getting content, which is pretty much what the PC players have got. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I've saw 5 aircraft drop to the marketplace, and not a massive whole lot of us for us to feast on at the moment. And I have been reading that the third-party developers are not looking really to put a lot into their console development. Any add-ons that are already out there, I think they kind of just want to leave it at the PC stage and not really branch and put extra money and finance resources into converting it all into the console content, and because they don't think they will get a lot of revenue back from what they put into it, which I can kind of understand a little bit. A bit disappointing for us console players, I do have to admit. I am still hoping we can get like a PMDG 737, but I mean the child inside of me is dying for a 75, so I'm kind of hoping we can get that. And also, I think this is just probably my preference, is that I'm absolutely loving the VR aspect of everything at the moment. I think it gives a great sense of immersion, sense of depth, and scale to absolutely everything. The fact that I can just look down now and see the waters below me, and it does look like I am around 250 feet in the air. It is absolutely phenomenal, and you can see the propellers spinning just right next to my head. I've got an absolutely full-grown man sat next to me. You know, it's a great sense of immersion and scale. However, I think for myself, in terms of I enjoy flying like this. What you're probably watching now is exactly not what I'm seeing, and I think also the quality as well. Around the edges of the screen here, you're probably seeing it's so blurred and squared and jagged looking, and I was kind of hoping, you know, what you see is kind of what you get when you kind of record any of the content, which is not really true. So yeah, I think in terms of Sim Update 5, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Great that we've got the VR content for myself, but in terms of, I think things that we were told what we're going to get, which we haven't got yet, it's a little disappointing. I mean, we are only a couple of days in, so things are pretty much early days. I am hoping we can get another update in the next week or two to kind of fix some of the bugs that's been brought in because of the update, but you know, I think with every update that does come, a load of things do break, so I think that's just the way Flight Simulator is. But going back to our flight and trying to put a more positive, you can see St. Maarten now to the background, and we have St. Barts. Now the way you would be flying into St. Barts is just to the right of the island, before a left turn before that little island out in the ocean there. You do a left turn over the hill and into St. Barts. Now just around this corner here is the beach that I'll be flying into. So what I'm aiming for is this third little island in the distance, if you can kind of pick that out, and then we'll be making a right hand turn as I'm just slowly bringing some of the altitude off now. Making a right hand turn and touching down and slowly coming into the bay. Then we can let these passengers off, and we can go outside and see the external view of this. But it's great to, you know, look around, see it like this, and go into here. You can see my passengers in the back. I mean, it's a great sense of scale, absolutely brilliant. Not sure why there's a child's hat in here and a small tiny set of binoculars and an absolutely small pin. But it's great that you can, I have this, my ATC here down in the corner, so it's not, you know, up in the main dashboard. It's great to kind of, you know, the flexibility of moving things around and interacting with the levers and the switches. So, just over 100 feet. And I am going to start banking us in now. Should we have a look outside? There we go, Goose! Okay, so 70 feet now. I am going to bring back, there's 30 degrees of flaps, and there is the full 60. Because I'm not sure how long it's going to take for us to stop. And I want a nice steady landing here. Lovely blue ocean beneath us. Absolutely stunning part of the world. It looks like we're stalling. I'm trying to keep the nose up just a bit, compensating with the speed. No seaplane pilot. Never touched them. Probably my first, and they're definitely a first for this aircraft. So touchdown's imminent. Not a bad landing, if I say so myself. And again, there's no brakes on this, so really do need to be careful on where I'm going. Alright, there we go, and there is the airport of St. Barts. As we try and aim our aircraft into the this little bay here, we'll probably end up going up on straight onto the beach, more or less. Okay, we'll try and get close to the beach as we can. Oh, and you can hear that ocean outside. Absolutely stunning. Okay. Here I am now Jesus walking on water, and it looks very much like it's very shallow waters, but this is where I'm actually going to leave it on this flight, because I'm going to go back over to HQ, and with the Sim Update 5 we have a new certification to complete, so let's get into it. Okay, so we're back at HQ now, and with Sim Update 5, we've got a brand new one that we need to unlock, and that is the oversized cargo rating. That's correct. That means we can operate the 747-800 and the Beluga for our cargo airline. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. 250,000 credits out of the bank account, and we are going to be flying into Madrid. So here we are.
Aircraft is heavily loaded as one that you will find today. Handles differently than usual. Try to anticipate the slower aileron, rudder, and elevator response. Try not to perform sharper turns or avoid stalls. Keep an eye on your airspeed at all times.
Beluga Bravo Echo Lima X-ray 1 Heavy. Climb and maintain 7,000.
Okay, so like I previously said in the other video that about the autopilot just doesn't seem to want to do actually anything it's supposed to do. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this completely manual by the looks of it. Just setting up the speed here so we don't stall. And okay, main present altitude. Yeah, as I was saying, it looks like we've got a flight plan sort of planned into the MCDU here, so we'll take a look at that in a second. Let's clear all the little errors that we've got here and go to the flight plan. Oh, okay, and nothing loaded into that at all. Okay. Righto, so go to the flight planner, and well, there's something loaded in there, so let's send that to the avionics and ATC now and see if that pulls it through.
Resume O navigation. Keep speed not above 2009.
Okay, not a problem, accept that. Well, we've got a right turn, sorry, a left-hand turn anyway.
Keep speed not above 200 knots. Beluga Bravo Echo Lima X-ray 1 Heavy.
So let's get the turn started in now. We can see where the airport is based on our main display unit here, just off to the right, next to our altimeter and everything. So I'm going to just kind of VFR this and absolutely eyeball the hell out of it. Not really an aircraft you want to be flying VFR, is the Airbus Beluga. So I know there's a little left-hand turn. We'll slow the aircraft down just so we are nice and steady for this arrival into Madrid. And another left-hand turn coming up shortly. So all I can see here is just the airport, one after the other, all the way in, and yeah, that's not really provided me with absolutely nothing. So let me just rearrange the view here just so we can set it up nicely, and this is how I'm going to kind of eyeball it. So there we are, another left hand turn now, and it looks like I've just overshot it a touch.
And don't forget to use reverse thrust while on the runway.
And that goes without saying, instructor. Thank you very much for that pointless tip. So yeah, I am going to slightly overdo it with our left-hand turn, just so that kind of brings us back in line with the runway here. And what I will do shortly is set up the localizer and the LS, and that would kind of give me an idea of where I need to be in terms of the in terms of how high and left to right we are on the runway. That would just give me a bit more direction of where I need to go. So bring the range selector back into 10, But that just doesn't really help us at all. So, still coming in line with our flight plan, still off to the right hand side of it. So let's now flick on the landing system and the localizer, and kind of hoping this helps me out just a little bit. But it looks like I think we're going to have to do this absolutely completely manual. Can try and bring the aircraft down to 2,000 at least, and that's bringing us in. So that is descending us. That's pretty cool. Okay. Gears coming down. The flaps are full. Let's turn that off and flick to the external, because that's a bug that still hasn't been fixed. And I can see the runway now, so just a bit of a left-hand turn to bring us in line with that. And that's just to our 1 o'clock, I would say. So our thrust is steady at 144 knots. And we're descending through now. It looks like we're having issues with the throttle as well with this. It is in a level position, but the climb level position, but it seems to kind of have a bit of a mind of its own. I'm not sure if that's just correcting itself now. But we are now
1,000.
in line with the runway. 2,500 above the floor, so we will continue. And a bit, oh, I'd have to say this is a bit of a scrappy one, but with what I have been playing, this has been the most successful thing that I've gotten so far to show you. So if this is pretty rough, yeah, you can imagine what I've been dealing with offline. Yeah, it's with many of these updates, as soon as we get one good update, it kind of breaks another several things in the background. Annoyingly, that it hasn't taken out that bug with the autopilot where the beeping just keeps on going, so you have to flick external to go back in to get it to shut off, even though you've pressed the master alarm switch. Yeah, a bit annoying. Yep, speed brake is now armed, so just reposition ourselves in the flight deck and gone to idle here. And we're going to gently try and float this thing in.
300.
Bit of throttle needed. Don't think we're going to make this by the looks of it. We're very, very low. Big bit of throttle to help us out. And I think this is going to be one of the scruffiest landings we've ever had here on the flight sim.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ooh. Okay. I mean, at one point I thought we was going to touch down with a bit of butter, but you kind of just dumped the ass of the Beluga straight onto the floor. All weight of that aircraft was on that main landing gear struts there. So, decelling now. Stop after the hold short line, and the hold short line is just on up ahead, so we'll roll the aircraft out, bring in all the flaps in, and we'll turn off here shortly. Okay, vacating now, the slats are up, and we will taxi to the hold short marker. and this certification we have to taxi all the way to stand as well. One I actually haven't seen yet in the certifications. Out of all of the certifications we've done, this is the one where you actually have to taxi back to the gate or to the stand wherever we're going. I highly imagine it should be a cargo gate today that we're going to, considering the aircraft we're in. So let's hold short here and I'll get to you on stand. And here we are in a beautiful textured Airbus Beluga. And why the hell are we parked up at the main terminal by ATC? What the is going on? Why the hell will we need an air bridge anyway? It absolutely blows my mind. But
Exceptional flying today. You've got your certification.
there we are, exceptional flying apparently, and we've got our certification. So let's see what we got in terms of scoring, and I am pretty outstanding by that remark. 100 on the flight plan, 100 on the handling, landing smoothness. I can absolutely agree with that. But apparently everything went perfect, so I'll take it. But hopefully next week we have a better update to give in terms of, I hope we get something during the week to kind of fix these bugs, and I can actually do some actual consistent flying with you guys. But until then, if you did like that and enjoy the episode, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and I will see you next week.